Great Monday morning, everyone. How are you doing? Your girl is back. Yes, I am. I took a good week off. I had people that was like, what's going on? You ain't been on Facebook. I ain't been getting my notifications. I ain't been seeing your videos. Like, what's going on? But I'm back. I just took a week off. You know, we have to do that from time to time. Get before God, rest yourself and stuff like that. Because when you keep pushing, even when you're doing things of God, you get burnt out. So remember, tonight is Marriage Mondays with the Kings, our radio show. We will be on tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRGN 98.5 FM, The Rock. Good morning, Natasha. So tonight's topic, we will be discussing my marriage needs prayer and spiritual covering. Good morning, Jasana. Now, yeah, I believe this is going to be a whole real show. You hear me? We're going to be talking about husbands, how you need to be in your place, how wives, sometimes y'all be chopping down your husbands. I ain't even going to get into it. Why you trying to be the husband instead of letting them be the husband and lead the way God ordained for it to be. But let me get on up off of that, right? So as people are starting to come in, I will request, if I will, special prayer for the Kings. Okay? Now, me and Mr. King good. You know, we good. Our family good and everything like that. But for some of y'all who all know, we was in a house fire 6 months ago. And I don't know if God is working on our patience or what it is, but we need prayer. I need y'all to pray for our contractor. You see what I'm saying? Insurance company has been great. We request something, boom, they in there. They sending it. Good morning, Nikesha and Simone. But we need some prayer up in here. We have released our house to this individual, and I'm not going to speak bad, you know, because that's what we purpose not to do. 5 months ago. It's been 5 whole months. We were supposed to be back in our house right now. The only reason why I'm bringing this up because everybody's like, hey, are y'all back in y'all's house or whatever the case may be? No, we are not. We are still displaced. Our house is only 50% complete. Your girl don't have a kitchen. She don't have not a damn bathroom in her house. Nothing. And I'm trying not to do a Facebook Live, but we have so many people that are asking. But I was like, okay, I'm praying to God whether or not I should walk through the house with a camera so y'all can see what we see. Because, I mean, if HGTV can flip a house in a week, this has been 5 whole months. So I ask that, you know, if you're a prayer warrior, intercession, can you please just throw the King's name out there? Favor on this contractor that he would do what his mouth said that was going to be done is not being done. Okay. Now let me go ahead and get into today's topic on today real quick, because I've been thinking about this the whole last week. God gave me 5 topics by Wednesday of last week to discuss. And this right here is a real big one when it comes to marriage. One thing that I often hear wives, ex-wives say, I've even heard some ex-husbands, notice I'm using the word ex. They say, I wasted my time. I wasted 5 years of my life. I wasted 10 years, 30 years of my life in that marriage. And I used to hear people say this over and over again. And I'm like, why is that? Why is it that people say that? Now, I never want to say out of my mouth that I've wasted any time. I just believe everything that we do, this is just me personally, everything that we do in our life, God allows us to go through that to make us better, to help us mature, to help us grow. But the reason why they say this is because, I believe, because the next phrase when people sit down and speak with me and my husband that comes out their mouth is, good morning, Shirley. I lost myself. I don't know who I am anymore. Let me go ahead and encourage those who are currently in marriage, those who are thinking about marriage, those who have just gotten married. Guess what? Allow God to mature you the way that God has designed for you to be matured, okay? But do not lose yourself in your marriage. Now, one thing that we do as husbands and wives, I'm going to speak from a wife's perspective, is I want my husband to be pleased with me. I want my husband to be happy with the way that I raise his children. I want him to be happy with the way that I carry myself as his wife. You know what I'm saying? I just want my husband to be so pleased that what I do sometimes as a wife, and this goes both ways, what I do sometimes as a wife is I lose myself. I I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know this person that I'm looking at in the mirror once it's said and done. Even those who are still in marriage right now lose themselves. And let me tell you how that is, because when I was sitting up thinking about it and going before God, I said, wow, let me tell you how it is, because yes, we want to work so hard to please our spouse. Preferably the husband and the wife are doing that. But sometimes, because we come into a marriage broken, because we come into a marriage with a hole in our heart, what we expect is for our spouse to fill that hole. We expect our spouse to fill that void, if you will. But what we have to understand is that we have to work on self-development within ourselves and be the best person that we can be. But what I've seen, so I'm going to say, for example, I'm going to just put it straight out there. My husband don't really care for short hair. He don't like it. You know what I'm saying? If it was up to Mr. King, I mean, my hair is actually down here, but women of color, anyway, I digress. But he likes long hair. I like short hair. Now, would I do what is pleasing to my husband because he likes long hair? I will. Ain't no telling how y'all might see y'all's girl. I'm telling you, if you look at every picture, good morning, Jermaine, and it was brought to my attention. If you look at every picture that I have, I look like a totally different person in every picture. It'll be hard to ID me. You know what I'm saying? But I do it because my husband desired. But what I can't do is lose myself in the process. But this is what I love about my husband. If I decide to go short, my husband don't make me feel bad. Oh, you got that old short hair in your head again. Oh, you didn't cut your hair. No, he still tells me that I'm beautiful. You see what I'm saying? Because, like I'm saying, we cannot lose ourselves. We put so much effort into pleasing our husbands and our wives to the point that we lose ourselves because we want to get that okay from them. We want to get that attaboy. Oh, baby, you doing good, or whatever the case may be. But again, ask yourself, are you losing yourself in the process? Is your spouse respecting you as an individual? Is your spouse respecting you as you mature into who God created for you to be? Now think about it. For those who are married, for those who have been married before, look at yourself now and ask yourself, we'll put 20 years, I don't know, some of y'all might have been 20 years ago like I was, but we'll put 20 years in between it. Are you definitely different from when you first got married to now? And if you are, why is that? Because I'm sure maturity has taken place. A lot of times in marriage, what we want to do is I want to tell Mr. King, you need to be the same person you was when I first married you. No, I don't expect my husband to be that same 27-year-old when I first married him. I expect some maturity in there. But because I believe, and this is just Shan talking, and I'm not trying to be mean, we can stunt. Good morning, Miss Ray. We can stunt our marital growth. We can stunt our spouse's spiritual growth. We can stunt the maturity by not allowing them to develop because we want them to be the person that we was instead of the person that we was when we married them. Okay, let me go ahead and shout out for my military real quick, or anybody who's ever, even if you didn't serve in the military, you moved away from home. Me and my husband was talking about this last night. Good morning, Chef. How you doing, sir? We was talking about this last night. So, if you've moved away from home, I know for myself it's been 21 years since I lived in the state that I was in. Have you ever had, and I'm just giving a good old country example, and I'll come back to it. Have you ever had your family members that when you go back home, they say, you changed, you different. Oh, you act like you forgot where you came from. Oh, you act like you better than us. You ain't said nothing but hi. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? That's all you said. But because they see a difference in you, because you wasn't that individual that you was when you first left. I told my husband when we were coming back last night, I said, you know what? It's almost like where you come from is frozen in time. But when you come back, they expect you to be frozen with them. But you're not frozen with them because God has matured you in the things and in the places in which he's had for you to go. He's matured you in your life. So that in which you used to do back in the day, it could have been selling drugs. It could have been disrespectful to your parents. It could have been your mindset was you didn't think that you was ever going to go anywhere or prosper or anything in life. You know what I'm saying? That person, that's what they want you to be. Why? Because they haven't grown and you have. You see where I'm coming from? So that's why a lot of people, especially my military folks, let me go ahead and break it down for y'all. Y'all know I go on the rabbit trail and I come right on back. Let me go ahead and break it down for them families right now that you ain't went nowhere. You still stuck and stagnant in the same place, and you set up and wonder why it is that the individual who left never come back home. Let me go ahead and tell you why they never come back home. Because every time they come back home, you try to keep them where they are. You try to keep them in their past. You always try to bring up, well, I remember you acting all good at 2 shoot now, but I remember when you do this. Let's flip this to our marriage. If you know how that feel, how your family treats you when you left home and they still want you to be that no good for nothing, whatever. I ain't gonna say you was no good. I mean, I'm just saying, I was a hothead. Shan will pop off at the drop of a dime. Baby, you said something out loud to punch you smooth in the face. That's just what it was. That's who I was. But I'm not that person anymore. And so when it comes to our marriage, we have to understand as husbands and wives, we cannot freeze our spouse in time for what happened 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. This is now, it is some things now. Now, if you was dating, and husbands, you was opening up the door for your wife. You know, she getting in the car. Wife, you was telling your husband how sexy he was. And I'm going to need you to keep the good things. But the bad things, I'm going to need you to go ahead and let it go. The bad habits, being a hothead, short temper. You always got something smart to say out your mouth and all this other kind of stuff. You need to let that go. You know what I'm saying? We need to get to the place of maturity. But we have to set up and ask ourselves, if our marriage is not maturing, if we feel like that our relationship is stuck in the same old place, what is it that we're doing to stunt our marital growth? You see what I'm saying? What is it that we're doing? Now, I have to let my husband be my husband. I have to let him be him, and he allows me to be me. But what we have to do as individuals, as husbands and wives, is we have to work on our own self-development, okay? We need to work on that and trust and believe everything will come together. But I can't sit up here and tell my husband, well, you need to be who you was when you... No, because that's not going to help our marriage. That's not what helped us to get almost to 20 years of marriage, and we ain't ready to kill each other. You see what I'm saying? Are we perfect? No, we're not. But we have to understand, what is it that we're doing? If you know me and my husband, we're going to always encourage individuals to examine yourself first. When you come to us and talk to us about anything that's going on in your marriage, baby, I'm going to tell you straight off the cuff, you can't use that pointing the finger. Oh, my husband did my... I don't even want to hear that. What are you doing? What are you doing for your own self-care? What are you doing for your own self-development? What are you doing as a wife? Are you learning how? Are you reading books? Do you have spiritual sisters? Do you have mentors that are teaching you how to be a wife? Are you accepting correction? That is a big thing that we do not like to do in marriage. Oh, no, we don't. Who accepts? Shan is good. I don't know what you're talking about. No, are we accepting correction? What is it that we're doing? If you've been married before, you're no longer married. You know, what are you doing between this time? Good morning, Holly. What are you doing between this time to say, you know what? It's time for me to work on some self-development within myself. So the next time, if I get back into this marriage thing, I'm not going to have to go down some of the roads that I've went down. But the biggest thing that hurts my heart is when somebody say, I've wasted a whole 20 years. I've wasted 5 years. I wasted 30 years in that marriage. And what they want to do, y'all got to forgive me. Y'all know I got the all up in my face this hair. What they want to do is they want to blame the other individual. Yes, the other individual probably aided to some things. But we have to get to the place where we take the responsibility. We cannot lose ourselves. I know who I am as a woman. I know who I am as a child of God. I know who I am as an individual. I know that I do not waver to people. I know that I respect my husband. I put my husband up on a pedestal as he do I. But we have to ask ourselves, are we checking down this list? Are we doing this? What is it that we're doing? Because we get so wrapped up. Oh, my husband, he like for me to have this. Oh, my husband, he like me. He like for me to talk like this. He like for me to... No, wait a minute. Yeah, your husband like all that, but what do you like, baby? You losing yourself. You losing who you are. And by the time you worked your way through this marriage, you done got a divorce. You don't even recognize your own self. Now, like I said, with maturity, it is okay for growth. It is okay. I am not the same person as I used to be. Ask yourself, are you the same person that you used to be when you said I do? What is the difference that you see? Oh my God, y'all gotta, what is the difference that you see between who you used to be and who you are now? What is it? But whatever you do, do not lose yourself in marriage. You can still be who you are. You can still be great as a wife. Your husband can still be great as a husband. You see what I'm saying? And y'all can be great together because the word of God says the two become one. That's what it says. The two become one flesh. Y'all can still be great together. But let him be great in his own timing. Husbands, y'all let y'all's wives be great in their own timing. And y'all come together on one accord and allow God to continue to be the head. But what you don't do is lose yourself and lose who you are. Because when you mature, your husband and your wife will probably fall in love at a deeper level in the growth that they seen. I fell in love in a deeper level with my husband in the growth that I've seen with him, both spiritually and in the physical, in the natural. And he's done the same thing for me. So I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go on today. Remember, tonight is Marriage Mondays with the Kings, where our topic will be titled, My Marriage Needs Prayer and Spiritual Covering. Oh, y'all ain't ready for this. I'm telling y'all, y'all not ready. If you happen to miss out on any videos or shows, we about to start amping back up our YouTube channel. If you know anybody that's going through, because a lot of people are contacting us right now and saying, hey, I'm having my friend, you know, that's going through, or my homeboy is going through, and I don't know what to tell them to encourage them, and this, that, and the other, and the things that y'all say is really being a blessing. Go to our YouTube channel. Just scroll on down, like, subscribe, all that other kind of stuff that people be saying. And you can text that link to somebody and share a specific video that may be a blessing to them. Okay? So join us tonight, Marriage Mondays with the Kings, on our radio show, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRGN 98.5 FM, The Rock. Now, when you go to your app store, I'm glad I got this shirt on today, my KRGN shirt. When you go to your app store and you type in KRGN 98.5 FM, you will see this right here. This is the royal blue and white that you will see, and you can go ahead and download that, or you can go on your laptop to www.mykrgn.com. Okay, we'll see y'all tonight. And for those who were not able to see tonight, because we come on at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and 12 a.m. I did not know that until recently. Then your girl Shannon see y'all tomorrow. So like I always say, be a blessing to somebody and not a curse. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Share this because it's free. And I will be with y'all on tomorrow. Have a blessed and prosperous Monday. Good morning, Delia. God bless.